Welcome to the Cheyenne River Cooking for Health study. Eating healthy foods is a cornerstone of diabetes management. Over the next year, we ask you to complete 12 lessons that will show you new ways to choose and prepare healthy foods while staying within your food budget. We encourage you to apply what you learn as you shop for foods and cook at home. The goal of the lessons is to give you the tools that you will need to move closer to your healthy eating, cooking, and food budgeting goals, and improve your blood sugar levels. Before you get started, I just want to mention some ways that you can make the most of your time in the study. First off, get involved. Commit at least 1 hour per month. This can be broken up into smaller daily time slots, such as 15 minutes a week. Share your experiences. Cooking for Health has a Facebook page. There is no doubt that you've come up with lots of great ways to choose healthy foods and manage your food budget. Share your successes and your challenges with others in the study using the Facebook page. Other participants will value your input, especially ideas for healthy recipes or tips that you have for managing your food budget. Practice at home. Try what you learn in the lessons at home. Try new recipes and practice food budgeting skills while making a grocery shopping list or planning a weekly menu. And finally, push yourself to follow your healthy eating goals. And we hope that you can use the information in the videos in the binder throughout the year as a guide. Welcome to the study and thank you for joining us. We hope that the lessons will help you feel confident in choosing healthy foods that are affordable, taste great, and promote optimal diabetes management. When we begin to talk about healthy foods, the first question many ask are, what are healthy foods? We all know that eating is a key component to diabetes management. And right now, My Plate is the current nutrition guideline for most of us. It includes 5 main food groups: fruits, vegetables, grains, protein, and dairy. In the diagram shown here indicates what a typical healthy plate should look like. Each section of the plate shows how much food from each of the food group should be eaten every day. For instance, half of your plate should be fruits and vegetables, and that's denoted in red and green here. A quarter of your plate should be protein, and that's denoted in purple here, and a quarter of your plate should be grains. Of your grains, half of them should be whole grains. Dairy is also an important food for a healthy diet, so make sure that you're eating dairy and things like milk and yogurt to promote healthy bones. Fill half your plate with fruits and vegetables. This is because fruits and vegetables are low in calories and have lots of vitamins and minerals, including potassium, fiber, folate, and vitamin C. And research shows that people who eat fruits and vegetables every day have a lower risk of many chronic diseases such as heart disease, high blood pressure, and even some types of cancer. But it's important to remember that in addition to vitamins and minerals, fruit contains carbohydrates. So be sure to include fruit when you're carb counting. Choose grains, particularly whole grains, as part of a healthy diet. Make sure that at least half of your grains are whole. You're going to learn more about whole grains in month 7, lesson 7. But essentially, whole grains contain the entire grain kernel, the bran, the germ, and the endosperm. Whole grains are high in fiber, iron, magnesium, vitamin B, and vitamin E. On the other hand, non-whole grains are really heavily processed, and the processing creates a finer texture, which many people find appealing in food, but it also removes key nutrients and fiber. And research has shown that people who eat whole grains have a lower risk of obesity and heart disease. There's a variety of inexpensive whole grain foods that are available at grocery stores in Cheyenne River. And you'll learn more about how to prepare and budget for whole grains in month 7, lesson 7. Choose lean proteins. Different sources of protein contain vastly different amounts of saturated fat. So the healthy choice is always to choose proteins that are lean. And common sources of lean proteins include things like poultry, buffalo, fresh fish and seafood, beans, eggs, tofu, nuts, and seeds. And a lot of people believe that you need lots of protein every day to be healthy, but you actually don't need very much protein at all to be healthy. And most of us get plenty of protein. Protein should only take up about a quarter of the space on the plate. So you should aim to eat twice as many fruits and vegetables as protein foods. Some types of protein, particularly meats, are very expensive, but there are lots of ways to include meat in your diet while not spending too much money. You will learn more about how to prepare and budget for protein in Month 5, Lesson 5. Choose low-fat dairy products. This is because many dairy products are high in fat. So when you choose milk, choose 1% milk, which is also called low-fat milk, or skim milk, which is fat-free milk. Some other types of dairy foods include cheese and yogurt. Dairy products are really high in calcium and vitamin D, which are nutrients that are really important to maintain healthy bones and teeth. If you're lactose intolerant, you can try soy milk or almond milk as a good source of calcium and vitamin D. Depending on the product, dairy foods contain different amounts of carbohydrates. So be sure to look at the foods labels of the dairy products that you choose to accurately count your carbs. You will learn more about dairy foods in Month 6, Lesson 6. Before we begin to delve into the materials of the Cooking for Health study, including preparing recipes, it's important to remember how to keep foods safe. And this includes cleaning, separating, cooking, and chilling. Preparing foods safely is a really important component of healthy eating. And this will help you prevent foodborne illnesses. So cleaning foods is one of the ways to keep food safe. And this includes washing your hands, keeping food surfaces clean, and washing produce. So make sure you wash your hands with clean running water and soap. And it could be either liquid soap, bar soap, or powdered soap. And when you wash your hands, make sure you lather them by rubbing them together with the soap. And you can scrub them for at least 20 seconds. And a lot of people think about the 20-second rule as the time that it takes to sing or hum happy birthday twice. And remember to lather both the fronts and backs of your hands, between your fingers, and under your nails. And once you've lathered for 20 seconds, you can rinse and dry your hands using a clean towel. Another important component of the clean aspect of keeping food safe is to keep food surfaces clean. And this is because harmful bacteria can spread easily throughout your kitchen, on cutting boards, on dishes, on forks and knives, and on your counters. So make sure you wash your cutting boards and your dishes and your forks and knives and your countertops with hot soapy water after preparing each food item and before you move on to the next food item. Also, don't forget your stove. Make sure you wash down your stove top, including the knobs, after you prepare your meal. And once a week, make sure you go through your fridge and throw out foods that should no longer be eaten. As a rule of thumb, cooked leftovers should be eaten within 4 days. Another component of the clean food safety rule is to wash your produce. So make sure you wash your fresh fruits and vegetables with clean running water before eating, cutting, or cooking. And this includes produce that you plan to peel like potatoes or squashes. And this is because you don't want to transfer bacteria from the outside, from the skin, to the inside. You don't need to use soap or bleach when you wash fruits and vegetables, just clean running water. Separate is the second food safety rule. So make sure you choose tightly wrapped packages, especially for meats. And you want to avoid packages that have leaks or other types of damage. And in your refrigerator, make sure you keep raw meat, poultry, and seafood away from other foods, especially raw foods like fruits and vegetables that may not need to be heated or cooked. We recommend that you store raw meat, poultry, and seafood in sealed bags or Tupperware containers on the bottom shelf of your refrigerator. And The bottom shelf is important because if there is a leak, the juices won't drip onto other foods because there'll be nothing below it. And it's also important to remember that when you cook, make sure you use different cutting boards for things like raw meats and poultry and seafoods than other types of foods like fresh fruits and vegetables. Making sure to cook food to adequate temperatures is also a major food safety rule. So if you completed some of the cooking videos for this month, you should have received a food thermometer. And be sure to use it when you're cooking to make sure that food is safe to eat. For more details on how to use a food thermometer, you can look in the binder under Month 1, Lesson 1. And there's a chart right here, which is also in the binder, that has some best practices for cooking different types of meat. So things like fish, roast, steaks, and chops should be cooked to at least 145 degrees Fahrenheit. Egg dishes and ground meats, such as beef, pork, veal, and lamb, should be cooked to about 160 degrees Fahrenheit. And foods like stuffing, poultry, and casseroles, and reheated leftovers should be cooked to at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Chilling food is also an important component of food safety. So make sure to keep your refrigerator temperature at or below 0 degrees Fahrenheit, and make sure that your refrigerator is at or below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. And when you're shopping, put the refrigerated and frozen items in your cart last. So this means when you go into the store, you first want to shop for your non-perishable foods like your breads and your canned goods. And as soon as you get home from the store, make sure that you refrigerate or freeze the perishable items as soon as possible. Make sure to explore Month 1, Lesson 1 in the binder for many more tips that will help you achieve your healthy cooking and eating goals. The binder includes information on how to use a knife safely, and this is important when you're chopping up lots of different foods. There is also a glossary of common cooking terms that you may come across when you're using some of the recipes that are part of this study. There's also a section on how to measure. So, there's different types of way to measure. You can have an even measure. Some recipes call firmly packed. Some recipes call for ingredients that are lightly packed. And a lot of people get confused about what the difference is between these different terms. So be sure to check that out in Month 1, Lesson 1 in the binder. An ingredient substitution chart may also be useful for a lot of folks. So sometimes you want to create a recipe and we're missing 1 or 2 ingredients. That doesn't necessarily mean that you can't make the recipe. A lot of ingredients can be substituted for one another. So if you're missing a couple ingredients and you really want to make something and you don't have time to go to the store, you can check out the ingredient substitution chart and it will tell you foods that would make good substitutions. We hope you enjoyed this month's lesson and make sure to read through the binder and check out some of the recipe videos. Thank you.